Speaking of messed up, let's move on to a story at Wired by Spencer Ackerman. This story that Spencer reported found that how there's actually a $22 million no-bid deal was recently given to none other than Blackwater. That's right, Blackwater, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, in fact, they are still around, and they are still getting government taxpayer money. And yes, look, I know they're not called Blackwater anymore. They're not called Blackwater. They're not called Z anymore. Their one rebranding didn't go well. Z didn't work. Now they're actually called, Blackwater is now called Acedemi. That's what they're called, Acedemi, because they want to sound smart, I guess, and academic or something like that. But make no mistake, folks, make no mistake, Acedemi is, in fact, Blackwater. Eric Prince is not technically involved. I mean, he sold it to some other investors, but it's still Blackwater. It's still primarily the same people. And despite all of the horrible crimes that Blackwater committed, the slaughter of civilians, Nisor Square, the stealing of weapons, all of which that we've talked about on this show in the past. Despite all of those crimes, the company just received another $22 million no-bid contract. $22 million of taxpayer money. It's sick, isn't it? Isn't that sick? So you have Blackwater /Z /Acedemi. They're getting $22 million to house U.S. Special Ops forces at their facility that they own in Afghanistan. Apparently that in itself is fairly unprecedented. The U.S. paying a mercenary firm to house its soldiers, the U.S. Housing its soldiers in a privately owned facility. Those are actually fairly unprecedented. It doesn't happen a lot. However, maybe Blackwater has turned a new leaf here, because the camp that our special ops people are going to be at actually has a pretty good name. It's actually called Camp Integrity. That's right, Camp Integrity. So if it's called that, everything must be fine, right? They're no longer called Blackwater. The camp is called Camp Integrity, so we can all just forget about all the horrible things that Blackwater has done in the past. Man, think about that. I think you think your landlord is bad? Imagine having Blackwater as your goddamn landlord. That is amazing. But the thing is, another thing that this actually shows is that despite the talk of withdrawal in Afghanistan, what this shows is, what many people know, and that is the fact that we will still have a presence in Afghanistan. What it will be special ops and then paid mercenaries and contractors. It's just, frankly, it's another example of how the elites have absolutely no accountability in our country. The fact that we can't even keep a monster of a company like Blackwater from continuing to profit off of war after all that they have done, it's frankly sick. We'll be right back.